If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that sub button for more amazing content. Now, let's jump straight into the video. What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the Bofina One podcast, and I am your host, Bofina One, and today, also you guys can see back here, I think you guys can see it, that right there, I got my new gaming chair, so standing right now, but anyway, but as you guys can see by the title of this video that we're going to be talking about Ikea as their prices hike up by 80%, blaming surging transport and material costs. We all know with the whole, COVID and the pandemic and all this stuff going on, a lot of stuff is costing more money right now. And that's why, it's kind of like a trickle down effect. If it's costing more money to have your goods transported, well, you're going to have to charge more to the consumer. So let me share my screen. All right, so you guys can see here that this is what I'm talking about. Ikea hikes prices by up to 80%, blaming surging transport and material costs. And the reason why I decided to choose this topic pretty much for today was that, for those you don't know, I recently moved. I've been in my place for about like 2.5 months now. So I thought that was interesting. I mean, not that I bought anything from Ikea. Like Ikea, in my opinion, has always been pretty high, so I wasn't really interested in buying a bunch of stuff. I got a lot of my stuff off of like Amazon or catching deals, whatever the case is, but I did find this to be interesting. Okay, so Ikea has admitted its cut price ethos is under strain after some products were found to have become 80% more expensive in under a year. Price growth on more than a dozen items has outstripped inflation by at least twofold since December last year, according to a new study by Retail Week. They included the Jockmark set of a table and 4 chairs, which rose from $99 to $179. I believe that's in pounds. Two-seater Globestad sofa went up by 2/3 from $90 to $150, while a Slatum double bed frame rose nearly 50% from $129 to $189. Eye-watering price rises of at least 22% were found across 5 of its main ranges: dining furniture, drawers, beds, sofas, and mattresses. The company said keeping prices low remains our focus, but suggested its hands were tied by surging raw material and transport costs. So pretty much like kind of what I said earlier, it's costing them so much money to get their products to their stores or shipping it to their customers or whatever the case. I mean, transportation, how it gets from one side to the other. So they're having to raise more to, in a sense, help with the overhead. So they essentially can, keep paying their employees as well as, make a profit. We all know everything is always about a profit. So it's not yet clear how much more expensive IKEA products have become over this year. Bosses admitted to raising prices by 9% on average last December, but earlier this week claimed to have starting lower prices on some of its most popular items. So you kind of can see it here. Here's the breakdown. They're showing from 2021 to 2022. I mean, some of this stuff has really went up like almost $100 or close to it. So that's, that's kind of what they're talking about, which is pretty expensive to think about, something like furniture. I know a lot of people always would say Ikea was like kind of cheap, inexpensive, but I never really looked at Ikea as something that was cheap, like I just never looked at Ikea as a place I would go to find affordable furniture. Like I think the furniture is cool, like it's probably better quality, but I never looked at them as like, hey, I'm a first time home buyer, I'm a first time getting my apartment, I'm gonna go there and spend my money. It's like, nah, I'm probably gonna like go somewhere else, shop around, try to look at other places, maybe like Wayfair, just other things. So meanwhile, the company has struggled to keep some of its most popular ranges in stock due to supply chain issues across Europe. It also lost nearly 5% of all its sales by closing its Russian business in response to the invasion of Ukraine. Despite the troubles, its revenues hit a record of $44.6 billion, $38.7 billion in the year up to August, an increase of 6.5% on the previous 12 months. A spokesperson said, in quotes, "We are not immune to the macroeconomic developments that businesses, retailers, and the public are currently facing. From the increased cost of materials and transportation to the war in Ukraine and inflation, we have had to adjust our prices to reflect this increased cost base. Our approach during this period has sought to protect the prices of our most loved and lowest priced products. Our approach during this period has sought to protect the prices of our most loved and lowest priced products and family." So, you kind of can see that's pretty much in this article. Oh, looks like a few people commented. Just cheap chipboard now. We have some reasonable quality items from 15 years ago. Still serviceable. The stuff churned out the last 5 years. You're lucky if it lasts 3 years. They still massively high prices, so much for customer first attitude. I mean, yeah, like, and that's the other thing too, is that to this person's, response is that a lot of this stuff now is like cheaper. It's not as good as it was, let's say 10 to 15 years ago. A lot of stuff that you're paying for now, you're paying more money, but you're actually getting stuff that's cheaper, because now a lot of these manufacturers are finding different ways that they can get, or essentially that they can, they're finding different ways that they can make the same product with cheaper quality, meaning that they can make more of it, make it quicker. And the whole point though, like a lot of people say, is that if it's cheaper quality, usually that means that the price would go down, not that the price would go up. And so when something like this happens, where they're talking about transportation, it's also kind of hard to believe that the prices are going to start to go back down, because it's like anything. Once people start paying top dollar for something, a lot of time, they're going to end up keep paying top dollar for something, because it's almost like once that one person starts paying for it, they're like, oh, well, we got customers, so we're just gonna do it. So I thought this was interesting, because this did come up on my Twitter, and I did want to kind of talk about this and go through this, especially since I just recently moved a couple months ago. So, and we were in the process of getting furniture and just buying stuff, and I never once looked at Ikea. I've been to Ikea, but I never looked at them as like, yeah, I'm gonna spend more money for my apartment. Maybe they may be a good place to go to, like when I get a house or I buy something, right? Because you probably want a little bit better quality furniture. But as far as like renting, I don't really know all about that. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.